Hello everyone, in this installment of Diecast Emporium we're going to take a look at the newest release of the Hot Wheels Premium Fast and Furious line. This is called the Fast Rewind, and although none of these cars were actually ever featured in any of the Fast and Furious films, they are based on vehicles that were, and they're kind of a reimagining of those that were. These are all JDM, or Japanese Domestic Market vehicles, that again, were in all of the Fast and Furious films, but they're kind of like a rewind back to the original run of vehicles. So without further ado, let's take a look at each of these vehicles, and then we'll also look at the real-world counterpart that they were inspired by. So the first one in the series is right here. This is the Mazda RX3, number 1 of 5. So the real one of these was Dom's RX3, and it was in the first Fast and Furious film. So before we crack this open, let's take a look at the real one. Here it is right here. So again, this was in the first Fast and Furious film, and Dom's character drove it. And I believe this was part of the first premium line of Fast and Furious vehicles. So let's crack the new Mazda RX3, or rather the new old version. So here it is right here. So as it is a premium piece, it has rubber tires, metal body, metal base, full decos all over the place. Really aggressive front wicker or splitter on this, which kind of looks nice. And again, it has the same decal application that's on the normal Mazda RX3. As you can see up here, this was number 03. On the back, some nice taillights. And this one is left-hand drive. Some of these vehicles are right-hand drive. On the base, Mazda RX3, 2015 Mattel, made in Thailand. So, for a side-by-side comparison, there you go. So, to be honest with you, I wasn't really a particularly big fan of this line of the Fast and Furious Premium series, basically because I'm a stickler for realism. I like to see them do replicas of the real vehicles that were done in the Fast and Furious series. But when you put them next to their real-world counterpart, so, for example, when you put this Mazda RX-3 next to the one that was actually in the movie, it's kind of cool to see, you know, what the Hot Wheels designers had in mind. So that's number 1. We'll put him off to the side. Number 2 is the Nissan Skyline C210. This was also in the first Fast and Furious film, the 2001 version. On the back, again, very similar to all the rest. And unlike the other Fast and Furious car culture sets, they will all say Fast and Furious up here instead of having the correct movie that all of these were in, because, again, none of these cars were actually in any of the Fast and Furious films. Okay. Let's crack this open. So, there's the Skyline. Overall, very nice. Again, all of these are beautifully presented. I really like the wheels on this. The word Skyline is very nicely done there. Not sure if you can make that out in the video, but also the license plates happen to be identical on the actual Skyline that was in the movie and on this one. And they do have the same stickers, lack thereof. So there's number 2. Strangely enough, the yellow is slightly off. This is more of a darker yellow than this is, so the color match isn't exact. I don't have the best camera in the world, so I'm not sure how well that's coming across. This is a much lighter yellow. This is a much darker yellow. But both are number 7. Both have you know, the same graphic. Okay, so that's the second in the series. I think what most people will probably consider the favorite in this series is this one. And this is the Nissan Skyline HT 2000 GTX. This, of course, was Paul Walker's character, Brian O'Connor's main vehicle in the second film, Too Fast, Too Furious. There it is on the back. While I crack that open, here is the very famous car, the original, from Too Fast, Too Furious. And Hot Wheels has done that in a ton of different variations. Whether it's been a mainline or the dollar cars at Walmart sets, or obviously the premium release. Here it is in the Rewind line. This is really a cool casting, if for no other reason than the fact that the detail work really stands out and looks great. And like the other Skyline, like the original, this is right-hand drive. The exhaust exits to the left, just like it should, underneath the passenger side. Again, the Florida license plate is correct, and it matches the one over here. Now, actually, it doesn't. So, this is a Florida license plate, and this is a California license plate. So, I take that back. I am mistaken. So, this is a California license plate, this is a Florida license plate. So, there's a difference there. But, other than that, you can see that they are very identical. The paint match is similar, pretty close. The blue is identical. The silver metallic flake is not identical. It's more of a metallic finish over here. It's not really that metallic flake finish on this one. At least it doesn't come across that way. But it's close enough where if you put the two together, you can obviously tell that they're inspired by each other. But obviously the front of this, I think, looks cool. Alright, so there's that one. So the next one we have is the Nissan Fairlady Z. This is from the third movie, Tokyo Drift. And this was DK, or the Drift King vehicle. Unlike the other ones that we've seen so far, the real version of this never got a premium release, but it did get a mainline Walmart series release, the dollar cars. So this car never really got the justice it deserved. Personally, I love the 350Zs. But Hot Wheels, if you happen to be listening and your marketing department happen to be watching this video for whatever reason, this is one of your vehicles that absolutely should be in a future Car Culture Hot Wheels Premium Fast and Furious release, because it deserves the premium treatment. Anyway, so this is the DK 350Z. So that's what inspired this. So let's take a look at the Fairlady here. I think if you're not a fan of Brian O'Connor's Skyline, the vehicle that we just took a look at, you'll probably be a fan of this one. What doesn't really come across on film that well is the black on black decals. And unfortunately, there's not really much I can do about that. But it looks great on this. The headlights look good on here. There's a small Nissan logo or badge right where it should be. You have your Fairlady Z under there. Up on top, again, some more nice detailing underneath the light. There we go. There's kind of a little bit of a spot there where you can see some of the detailing. I don't know on this side if it'll come across or not. It's a little bit difficult to see. There you go. You can see some of it. And especially on the back, those taillights look spectacular. Now, as far as this license plate goes, to be honest with you, I'm not sure if that's supposed to mimic a Tokyo plate or not. It very well might, because it's certainly not a US plate. But a really cool casting. So there's the Fair Lady. There's the 350Z. Side-by-side comparison. Pretty cool. And the last one in the series, also from Tokyo Drift. We have the Nissan Silvia CSP 311. So this is the main character in Tokyo Drift. This is kind of the vehicle that he's given to prove himself and show that, you know, that he can drift and learn how to drift. On the back, there's the back in case you're interested. And again, while we open this, here is the Silvia S15, the real one that it's inspired by. Love the two-tone paint job on this. Always have. Even when the movie first came out, which I think was back in like 2006 or 2005, somewhere in there. This was always one of my favorite movie cars. I think that purple and orange just stands out, looks awesome. Unfortunately, if you've seen the movie, which hopefully you have, it's, what, almost 15 years old, something like that. Spoiler alert, this car gets destroyed, which was sad to see. Anyway, there they are side by side. And then we'll take a closer look very briefly. Underneath here, Nissan Silvia 2018 Mattel, made in Thailand. Really, the purple on here is a lot more vibrant than it is on the original. So there is slight color deviation that at least I've noticed on all of these from their, original that they're based on. So I'm not sure what that's all about. You would think that since these are based on, really, with the exception of the 350Z, they're based on other premium releases that have been released really within the year, or at least the last 16 months. So you would have thought that they would have used the exact same color code. But they are slightly different. But nevertheless, they look great. So, there you go, guys. That is a quick overview of the latest Hot Wheels Premium Fast and Furious Fast Rewind series. All of these are roughly 1 to 64 scale. They retail for approximately $5 to $6. And they certainly will make a great addition to your collection, especially if you're fans of the Fast and Furious movie. And let's be honest, for those of you looking to get away from reality for 2 hours, who isn't? And yeah, these are really great models, and I like them a lot. So if you guys have any comments or questions, please leave them down in the comment section below. Let me know which of these 5 is your favorite, and if you do have a Fast and Furious vehicle from the movie, perhaps it's not one of these, obviously, since none of these are in the movie. But if you have a famous movie car from the franchise that's your favorite, definitely let me know in the comment section below. Until next time, guys, take care, be safe. We'll see you soon.